All right, guys. So, episode 3, Guerilla Talks. Very important, very unique. We the as we create this environment for men to come and speak up, and it's the end result is to better men, to create an environment where we can talk about our issues or whatever. But the end result, if we fix ourselves and our issues or whatever, not only are we fixing us for us, we're fixing ourselves for possible partners in the future or whatever. So today, it's me and Mel, but we have our special guest, Quin.
Hey.
And
Thanks for having me.
super excited. You have no idea how
I'm
excited we are.
excited too.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right. We're going to get into some topics that she wanted to talk about. And the great thing about this is we're getting a female perspective now. Like, guys, we can sit on the couch and we can talk about issues we have or beefs we have with women or, blah, blah, blah. But how long we going to sit here and talk with a bunch of guys and we'll never get a female perspective?
True.
Exactly.
And if we're being honest,
Yeah.
that's really what we care about. We really mostly care about the female
Oh, that
perspective.
sounds so good.
We be trying to act like we don't,
Yeah,
but
that's true.
we do it for the female perspective.
I think everything a guy does, from the point you get up to the point you go to bed, is for. Now, if it's done the right
Facts.
way
Okay, maybe.
facts.
or the wrong way,
Yeah,
it is different.
but
But
facts.
Okay.
literally,
There
you
ain't
get
too many dudes out here doing it for themselves.
dudes work out.
Yeah, nah. You
They work out because they think
you working
women
out
like
for the ladies.
Exactly.
Or they might just want to look nice in their clothes.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, that's BS.
Them nice clothes that they bought to look good for themselves. Nah.
I'm telling you, it's BS. Any guy to tell you that, lying through Steve.
Lying. Okay.
Lying. Nice car.
What if they just like to drive away in style?
So some men do like to drive in style, but you know what's crazy? You know what's come with that style? I'm hoping some
Exactly.
hot chick look at this
Okay.
car.
Hoping
I can
somebody
see that.
noticed me, right?
Let me spin the block back, and she obviously didn't see me with it.
Okay.
2 miles an hour so everybody sees
Exactly.
you.
Okay. I mean, okay.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's it.
I think everybody's done that at least once or twice.
Yeah, you want the
Yeah.
attention. So it's like
Yeah.
men, as you get older, it's like it goes from when you were 20, it was like the flashy, like, I want to look like I have money. I want to look
Okay.
like I have it together. Because you really don't have it together. Nothing that you do is going to make you have it together. Like, you're 20 years old.
Oh, that's the truth.
You don't realize it, but you never going to have it together at that age. As you get, into your 30s and towards your 40s,
Right.
the attractive thing is to have your mental together.
I agree with that.
So men that are trying to get themselves together, whether they admit it or not, it's either because you, with the hope of getting it together for a woman, or there's a woman that's come into your life that's pushing you to get it together.
Okay.
The problem is, how do you go about getting it together? Because if you listening to advice and the wrong person giving you advice, I think that advice is going to take you in a completely wrong direction.
I mean, that's true too, but I do feel like for growth, it really needs to be personal and it needs to be internal for you, because if you adjust yourself based upon whoever you meet, it's never going to be like a stable, like, increase of improvement.
So I think when we're talking about that, we're talking about two different things. So
Okay.
I mean the stimulus that pushes you.
Okay, I can agree with that.
So it's still a personal growth. It's still you needing to grow. So like if I'm still into, let's say, for lack of a better term, lack of a better way, if I'm like, I'm in my 30s, I'm still playing video games every night, kind of just, I'm making my way through life. Like I'm okay at life, but I'm not really focused. And that right woman, sometimes it takes that right woman to come for you to realize, like, oh, I need to get my stuff together. And that'll be the push that makes you like, maybe I need to study something. Maybe, maybe I need to focus in my professional aspect versus trying to be top 5 Call of Duty. Like, I mean, unless you getting paid for Call of Duty.
I mean, I could see your angle from that, but I feel like you would have had to already have your mind geared towards improving yourself.
Yeah,
because
you
if not, you could see a really attractive female and you're going to be like, hey, I can't really adjust myself to her standard quick enough or fast enough, depending
That could be
on
true.
where she's headed. So either you're going to adapt or you're going to have to pull back, because normally when people are parallel with each other, it's either you're going to come up to the level that they are, or you're going to have to break away because you're only as successful as the person that's in your inner circle.
I think that's one of our biggest, I don't want to say issues with like relationships, right? Because in the ideal world, if you're doing, let's say, you playing Call of Duty every night, right? If you find the right person, that right person is going to know you love Call of Duty, right? When I met him, he loved Call of Duty. When I saw him, he was on Facebook, right? He was in Call of Duty tournaments and stuff, right? Yeah. Now, if I see you in a relationship, and a few months later, I'm like, hey, man, where you ranked that in Call of Duty? And you're like, man, I ain't really played the game in a little bit. Me and Shorty been. I'm like, you used to love Call of Duty. That used to be you, right? The amount of sacrifice and stuff you shouldn't have to make for the right person.
I think it's
to adjust your happiness.
Yeah, I think it's a mix. And I think it's because of what we're talking about. I could have probably picked some better, but because we're on the Call of Duty topic, like the video game topic. I think, I've been in that situation. I don't think dropping anything that you like to do, if you have to drop something completely that you like to do, I think it's completely unhealthy. Because you like to do it before, unless it's doing coke.
Well, that's a little more extreme.
Yeah.
But if she met you when you was doing coke,
I mean,
right?
in all fairness,
Yeah.
if you were looking to improve,
True.
She met you as a cokehead.
I mean, I'm all for keeping your original things that you like to do as long as it's productive.
Exactly.
Like, stay original. However,
exactly.
And
there's nothing wrong with as a grown man.
Right.
Because to be realistic, if you're me personally, and this is a lot of stuff is opinion. My opinion, if you're a grown man and you're spending 5-6 hours a day playing video games, if you're not being productive in other stuff, then as your boy, I'm gonna say something to you. Like, there's nothing against playing a video game, but how long are we playing it? Are we doing it just like, turn it on for a little bit, kind of just relaxing?
Anything is like anything that's overindulgent, right? Yeah. That's causing you now to have a negative effect in your life. Yeah. I think that would be the problem,
and
right?
That's kind of where I'm getting at. Like, if she comes in and she like, now you like, I'm still stuck in childhood. Like, I'm still doing young boy stuff. I gotta get my stuff together. So now you might play like when you get home, like relax or whatever, like 8 o'clock, I'm gonna play for an hour. That's cool. But, and some people need that because you've never had it. So maybe she might bring that to your life.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Like some structure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and some men do need it because you grew up without it. You grew up without it. You never had nobody really bring that to you. Especially in a lot of stuff I always relate to our culture because that's all I really know. Our culture, we lose a lot of the structure. It's not too many of us that grew up in that structure, that proper structure, healthy structure. So, that's just my viewpoint on that.
I think that's an excellent point. I know we started off with the video game, but I want to spin off what you said about the structure in the Black community.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like a fine line as a Black woman trying to bring structure to her Black man because it's like some of the same characteristics that you are drawn to as us as a Black woman that you see in your mother are the same things that you could not control, the same things that you do not like. So it's like a fine line between what is me really trying to help you and support you to be the man, to be the lead, versus you feel like I'm being your mother. I'm telling you what to do. I'm trying to control you. I'm trying to restrict you. So as a Black man, how do you want to receive that type of structure from your partner?
So I'm going to say, dealing with any type of woman, right? If you're trying to provide me with structure,
right?
If I am really looking to grow or further our relationship, I'm going to take all of your stuff as constructive criticism, right? I'm going to say, okay, cool, right? What is she telling me that I'm like, okay, I really do need to focus on this, right? Because I think that's one of the biggest things we look at it in relationships. We forget now we're pushing back on our partner so much. We're like, oh, they trying to change me. They trying to control me. Now they ain't trying to let me be me. And you're like, it's no longer you. Right? Once you decided that you're going to be in a relationship, you decided that you guys are going to be together, right? You guys are going to do this. Now it's us. Now I have to make decisions that are best for us. I have to make decisions that are best for our relationship. I have to make decisions that are best for us to grow together, right? I can no longer just think about my selfish needs and the
Yeah.
things that I want, right? And that's not saying that you can't still play the game, right? Like, if you want to play the game, right? But structure some time, right? Because now you got to say, okay, I also have a girl, right? I got to give her some time. I can't be on the game with my homeboys all day, right? And then completely just forget about her all day, right? That's not fair to a relationship, right? So you got to be able to take those things. It's the same way if you're at work, right? I tell people all the time, a lot of times messages ain't for you, right? A lot of times it just ain't for you. If I'm in front of a class and I'm telling people, hey man, you guys got to get better, right? The whole grade average right now is a C, right? That means there's somebody killing it. Somebody got an A, right? Somebody got a B, right? And you got to be mature enough to take the things that people are saying and be like, that ain't for me. That's for y'all. That's for y'all D's and y'all F's around here. He ain't talking to me, right? He can go ahead and talk. This message ain't for me.
Yeah.
He's like, now everybody that wants to get on honor roll, he's like, I'm back tuned in. This is me.
Right.
This is what I'm talking about. This is my part,
Yeah.
right? You got to know what's your part, what's not your part,
Right.
A lot of people are going to tell you things in like general terms, right? Like, hey, you should do this, right? They'll never have the full story of you. So you got to say, okay, what's really for me? What do I need to receive? All right, the rest of it, that ain't really for me, right? I feel you, yeah. We should all be doing this, but that ain't my problem, right? You got to have that maturity, especially in your relationship, to be like, this person's only trying to make me better,
Yeah.
right? This person's only trying to grow. They're only trying to, right? So you got to be mature enough to receive those messages. And if that person is mature enough to receive the message, it don't matter how you tell them, right? And they'll let you know if you're telling them wild. Like, I hate when people ask me something without asking me something,
Oh my
right?
gosh, I
Without
hate
really
that.
asking me
Just
something.
come directly at
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Right? Like, what are we doing? Like, I'll be at work and one of my employees would be like, hey man, did anybody take lunch yet? And I'm like, are you hungry? Like, you want to go to lunch? Just ask me to go to lunch. Like, we ain't got to do this whole big old thing.
Right.
If you hungry and you want to go to lunch, hey boss, I'm a little hungry. Anybody out at lunch? I can go ahead and take lunch? Yeah, go ahead and take lunch, man.
Yeah.
I hate the indirect when you really want to ask me something else. Just ask me, right? But that's communication too, right?
Yeah.
We hold things back so long and we don't really communicate properly with our partners and other people. And that's where things really start to linger. That's when you feel like somebody is telling you something instead of communicating with you the way you want to be communicated with, but you ain't never say nothing, right? You kept it in, and then all of a sudden you guys have an argument, and that's where it shows up, right? All of
That's
a
how a lot
sudden
of it comes out.
we're arguing, and now instead of taking the things that you say and making them valid, I'm like,
I feel like you don't
well,
care.
let me
I feel like you
flip
don't
the
care. Well, I'm
script.
sick of you putting the chicken in the back of the fridge. Like, what are
Yeah.
you talking about? Like,
You're like,
my
where did this
gosh.
come from?
But
That's
it's-
not even what we're talking about right now,
I
right?
think
Like,
as a black man, I used to struggle a lot with that. Like with the oh, you trying to be my mother, and then when I fixed me, I realized like I actually like that. Like because you can't ask for two different things from a woman.
Right.
And I think that's the problem we have. You
gotta be
want her to
consistent.
be this loving, nurturing person, then that's who she's going to be. Once you make it safe for her to do that,
Oh, ding, ding, ding.
you got to make it. You got to ensure she's safe in that environment. That means when she for me as a black man, when the queen steps in here, she's 100% safe in her element and her femininity, everything. You can drop sweetheart here, out there in the world.
Right.
I get it. Black women, y'all are attacked or whatever. You gonna have to have some sort of masculinity to deal with the world. But when you come here, sweetheart, you are protected. That means no one's gonna bother you. Your word is listened to. Your concerns are taken into account. But it took me to fix how I was brought up,
Okay.
my initial upbringing, and what we were taught from, like I always say, the older generation. Nah, man, you don't need to listen to that, man. Nah, man, she bugging, blah, 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 blah. No, she's bugging because she has a problem. Something's bothering her.
Right.
Sit down and listen to it. And as a man, it's my job to fix whatever is bothering her. Not to say, oh, you nagging me, da, da, da. Okay, sweetheart, let's sit down. Let's get to the root of what's really bothering you. Let's figure it out. Because there's, like I said last episode, there's me, there's you, and then there's the problem.
Right.
Now, if we put the problem in between us, we're never gonna fix it because I'm coming from this direction, you come from this direction. We're butting heads.
Right.
If we put the problem over there, now it's me and you. We both looking at this problem. We gonna handle this problem.
Right.
We gonna get that up out of here because we gotta keep moving forward. We gotta keep progressing. And I think that's what it takes. And where we're at now, this is just the beginning of most things. Like we're not the only podcast channel that's doing it.
Right.
We're not the only form. I think we the best at doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
You
But
might be.
I think that over time with the newer generation, it's going to change. It just takes we're not the young generation, but we're not the old generation.
Yeah.
And
Like
I
in the
think
middle somewhere.
Yeah, we're right in the middle. So I think it takes us to go ahead and speak up and say, hey, huh?
We the unks.
We unks. Like,
Ooh.
we unks and unks.
I don't claim that yet.
Somebody, I don't want to claim it. I'll be honest, I don't want to claim
Sorry.
it. Somebody said that to me in the gym the other day. I was like, bro,
That would've hurt me.
I immediately put more weight on the bar. I was like, what are you talking about? I would blow this shoulder out.
He said, calm down, Unc.
Yeah,
Calm down.
no, some aerobics. Like, don't get up out of here. But it's I think that's the main thing is making a black woman feel safe in her own skin. She should be able to be as feminine as she wants to be. So when you sit down, you can't ask a black woman to be mothering and nurturing to the children, but when you talk to me, you need to be this way. No, she'll be mothering and nurturing, period. She's going to guide. She's going to correct where she needs to correct. And that's okay. My job is to come back in and enforce and reinforce whatever she has laid down. And if I disagree with something, especially like for me, I have kids. So I'm like, if I disagree with something that you said and the children, this is something I see often. People start arguing in front of children. Unless hands are laid or something abusive is happening, there's no arguing in front of children. If you say something I don't agree with, oh, okay, listen to your mother. And when she walk off, because that's how you create that unified black front in front of the children. Once they leave, hey,
Right.
I don't think that was a great idea. I think we would have better, and if there's a valid reason, like something that's gonna help them learn a better way or make them feel comfortable, you know what I'm saying, like, sure. But the arguing in front of them, because then that just becomes more of an unhealthy environment for the children to keep growing up in.
Can I ask you how you got to that place? Because I know for me that I have children, and I know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's like I can't hold it. Like I don't have that issue now, but I have in the past where it's like, because as a mom, you have like people coming at you 24/7. You have children coming at you 24/7, and then say for example your spouse or this kid's father, here he comes. He's like the other child, right? He's got these issues going on. You're trying to correct the child. Here he comes, interjecting it, and you're like, wait, hold on a minute. Like before you can even get an opportunity to like pause, you've already reacted, and now you've already set up an unhealthy dynamic. And like you reflect to a lot of these tendencies we have is because we have seen it growing up and haven't necessarily taken the proper steps to move towards a healthier direction or a healthier pattern. And then the children that we have, we're now imputing that type of trauma onto them, not even understanding, like we're completing a cycle.
Yep.
So how did you get to a place where you could have enough self-control to like pause how you feel in the heat of the moment to step away?
To be honest, and being extremely candid, like I fell in love with the right person, and we would have arguments or whatever, and that's what I mean by I think if you love the right person, whether y'all still do each other, whatever, it'll push you to grow. So we would have arguments, and in the arguments, I'm like, I had to kind of sit back, and I'm like, mid-argument, I'd be thinking, I'm like, this is dumb as hell. I was, this is the dumbest argument I've ever had. Not because the argument itself is dumb, not that you're dumb, but like I really started breaking down arguments that we would have, and it was like a lot of stuff at the root of the argument is based off either trauma or bad parenting, how you were brought up, and you just don't know any better. So I started to I got to my root issue, and I started to chase what I was missing. You know, so I looked up books of, you know, how to be a better parent, how to be a better spouse, how to communicate better. So in a lot of those, you're going to, if you're the one chasing it, you're going to progress a lot faster than the person that you're dealing with. So, but you don't want to be the person that goes, well, I'm gonna just move on because you're not. No, because you chase the information. So it's now on you to give that information to this person. Now we got to figure out how we go give it.
Right.
Because if they already, if you're progressing, but they still in that form, if you do it the wrong way, they're gonna get defensive. So I just had to learn. I was like, I'm gonna be patient. I have to take my time. I can't let you, because it's easy to get triggered. So once you learn your triggers, learn how to calm them. Me, I've almost perfected the pause, because I used to. He's seen it. I'd be like, the moment you say, I'd be like, and you can see it on the tip of my tongue. I'm like, the moment you stop talking, I'm about to lay your ass up. I'm just waiting for you to stop. But then when I stop listening to respond and listen to understand. So I no longer have, like, while you're talking, I'm building up my argument. I'm just listening. And then when you're done, I wait. It's gonna be awkward, because you're gonna be quiet and you're gonna expect me to say something. And I'm just like,
Just blanking.
I just look at you. Because if I look off, I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you.
Right.
So I'll just look at you and I'm like, something simple. Like, I think I understand what you're saying, but I'm gonna give it back to you just to make sure I'm right on what you're saying.
Okay.
And I give you back what you just told me.
Okay.
And that way, if I didn't get it 100%, now you can correct me.
Right. Okay.
And you know I'm really listening.
Right.
And I might even tell you, and while I'm giving it back to you, I really do care about how you feel, because at the end of the day, my relationship with you is what's important.
Okay.
And as we develop and we build, this is how it's going to happen. I'm not against you. And sometimes you just got to keep reminding the person, I'm not against you. Because people do have past. People do have things they've been through, relationships they've been in, where that person that they're with is against them. And they're constantly fighting. They may trash talk them, beat them down or whatever. And as much as I want to say, like, that's not your responsibility, you kind of took that on when you walked in this relationship. Like,
That's
maybe
why your
not
selection process is pivotal.
Maybe not initially. Like, initially, I don't think we know exactly what we get into sometimes. Like, people kind of hide there. But once you in it for a while, like 4 years in, you should know
People
pretty well.
Always hide. That's the best time to hide yourself.
Yeah, and
initially,
I have zero problem. What are you talking about? I grew up perfect.
So how long does it take you guys to realize that you're not compatible, or you didn't necessarily make a good choice? Because I know with me, I know really early on. I might act like I don't know, but I know very early.
For me, I'm weighing all that when I first meet you.
Right.
Like, so if we've talked longer than a year, I've already weighed if I thought this was a good idea.
Okay.
Probably way before a year. I'm like, to be honest, I don't even go out. I probably don't even go on a first date with you until I figure out, like, if we're somewhat compatible.
Okay.
And then after the first, I watch, and it's probably because of, the career background and stuff, I watch everything you do. The way you talk from the way you act in the car, to the way you treat people as we're walking, to the way you treat the waitress, everything. Because I could be them one day. If you'll talk down to this person, you'll definitely talk down to me.
Okay. I can see that.
And I'm one of the people, I treat everybody the same, as a CEO to a janitor. Everybody gets treated the same. Until you make me treat you otherwise.
What does that look like?
What? If you make me treat you otherwise? Only way you can make me treat you otherwise, to be honest, a female can't. Well, I mean, you could in public or something. Like, you have to go at somebody I care about or the kids. And that's that's probably the only way. Because if it's a relationship or something, like, I'm going to do my best to treat you as a queen. When I'm serious about somebody, I regard you as a queen.
Okay.
Like, literally, that's the title you hold. I tell you, you are the queen. What do you need? The moment you step out of that and you make me feel otherwise, we're done. because I'm like, I give chance after chance after chance. It takes a while for you to make me like, all right, you know what, this just isn't working. But once we're done, like, I don't believe in like going all the way down and then coming back up. Like trying to weigh that, like, I got way too much stuff, personal stuff going on, you know. Me as I have a profession, I have a career, but I'm also an entrepreneur at the same time. I can't fight. I can't do all this over here and be constantly fighting over here. Like, we have to get on one accord so we can grow and build, because I'm building a legacy. I'm not trying to live paycheck to paycheck. You know, that was back then, you know, back in the day. We building a legacy now. I'm not even building for my kids, I'm building for my kids' kids. So it's like, you have to get on that trajectory for me, or we just gotta, you know, go opposite directions. Because you can't build with somebody if you're building a skyscraper and they want to build a hut. It's not gonna work.
Right.
Nah, y'all good, cause
Oh, this you need to hear. That's gonna be on my mind every episode. Like, somebody in the back, he needs to hear.
I'm like, inside joke.
y'all
Luke,
already know, like,
what happened?
Because he's
episode to episode.
Everybody always thinks like he's the one that's like bitter, or like, and it's not. He's just very like cut.
Bitter.
Like,
I'm not bitter
Are
at
you
all.
bitter?
I'm
No.
not bitter
What happened?
at all. Like, not even in the
that's
slightest.
just how he is.
Like,
Okay.
I just.
So you're like a straight shooter.
So
You're
our
to the
viewpoint,
point.
it came from our viewpoint on soulmates, and he was like, "I don't believe soulmates exist,"
You don't?
and
No,
I was like,
I don't believe love
do.
exists.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Nah, they're like, oh, he used to say just soulmates. Now he don't even believe in love.
Oh man.
I told you he not done healing.
I super appreciate people who like find each other and like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna be with this person, right? But to you guys' point, right?
Right.
People stay around way too long, right? People stay in bad situations way too long. And that's what we blame it on, right? We're like, but I love him, right? I just love her, right? No, you don't. You just been in the same situation for so long that now you've lost sight of who you were and who you are and what you're supposed to be doing
there's
now.
a difference.
I do too.
I will let you go first.
Oh, okay. So I would like to say that I do believe there is a difference. Respectfully, I do respect your opinion because I'm sure it's based on what you may have seen or what you've experienced. I know for me, I've been married twice. I've been divorced twice. So I've had my share of lessons that I've learned. And I would like to say that, you know, traditionally we're taught, you know, that love is enduring, which it is. But I do agree there's a limit. So, I mean, I think that's unfortunate that you don't think love exists because I feel like it limits your ability to experience love unhinged. And I feel like sometimes in life we can have experiences that really make us circumspect of everything and everybody. And I feel like love is a real thing, and I think it's beautiful if it's experienced. And you know, love doesn't have to just be like in a romantic way or an intimate way. It could be a friendship, it could be interaction, it could be with your children. Like, I think it just is limitless. And I mean,
Yes, what you talking about? What are you talking about?
So-
First of all, we talking
So
about love
let's.
exists.
So,
I love you.
So let's exactly right. If we're using love as a word to define like a relationship or something like that, right? I love my mama.
okay.
Right?
All
I
right.
love my sisters.
So love
right?
exists.
I love my brothers, right?
Right.
If we're using it in that term, right? But love is one of those words that is easily manipulated, right? And we easily use love as a word to keep somebody around or as a
Okay.
word to turn
I can agree.
something, right? To be like, oh no, it's out of love. I did it for love. And I'm like, no, you
So,
didn't.
I-
Right?
Me personally, I believe love exists. I believe that I think people love on different levels,
Okay.
and then people manipulate love
Definitely.
often. So
Why are you saying that?
So like
I'm
me,
gonna just look up the definition. You keep going, brother.
So
I'm
me,
curious.
when I say I love somebody in a relationship. Now,
Okay.
we talking, we get the brother love and all that. Well, we not. Hold on, pause. We're not talking about brother love.
Hold on,
Take that
Diddy.
off. No,
Chill out.
Take that off.
Pause.
But you know, in a relationship, when you love somebody, I think people manipulate it because of the simple fact, like, so you're in a relationship with somebody, and I love you, you love me. I step out, but I do love you. So let's work this out. No, because if you love that person, if you truly love that person, you wouldn't step out in the
Your
first place.
actions will show that.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I think in that moment, a lot of people try to manipulate love.
Okay.
I think mature love is where we need to be at as a people. Mature love, nothing can make me step out on you, because I genuinely mean the words "I love you." I think people misuse it and use it too often and too soon. Like, and when I state that I love you, I'm talking about I love every aspect of you, even the parts I may not like, but I still love you. Like, I love all of you. I'm not like, oh, I love this, but you need to fix this part. Like, no, I love you today. And the beauty of genuinely loving this person, and of course, like everything, I always say, these are opinions, these are your viewpoints of how you view something. Everybody is different. I love the possibility of loving the person you are today, tomorrow, and the next day, which means you're going to change. You are not going to be the same person I fell in love with 5 years ago. But I'm going to make a conscious effort as we grow and elevate as people, not only to love who you are, but to continuously grow with you. So as I'm elevating, you should be elevating as well. And if you're not elevating, I'm going to go ahead and give the energy to help push you to elevate. Soulmates, I believe, like I said before, I was like, I believe in soulmates. I don't believe there's one specific person, though, and millions of people. I believe there are a few different people that you could you match up well with and that you could be meant to be with. Because if that was the case, the way that life works, your soulmate might have died 10 years ago. That don't mean you're supposed to just walk around the earth empty-handed.
Nah, that's what it means. If your soulmate died 10
Well,
years ago,
I
you
mean,
lonely.
No,
That's it.
I can agree with you on that. If that was your soulmate, that's it.
I think there's
That's it.
multiple
There's no more
people.
happy
I think
days.
there's multiple people that you can link with, and God's like, well, you will make a great match with this person. You will make a great match with this person. They're not all on the same street. Like, you're not gonna walk down the street, this my soulmate, this my soulmate.
Yeah, but they all wouldn't be soulmates though.
I think so.
Yeah, how many soulmates have
Because
people
I don't
had?
think
Put
that
in
because
the
no
comments
person
how many
so
soulmates
no
y'all done
person is
came
going
across
to
now?
match you 100% in the first place. So this person is your soulmate. This person over here could possibly be your soulmate. It's not tens of thousands of people.
Right.
It's like three to five.
3 to 5?
3 to 5. Like,
That's a lot.
no, it's not. Not of millions and millions of people.
But for one person.
No, it's not. Out of a million, because so this person is my soul, could be my soulmate.
3 to 5 is a questionable body count.
3. No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Look, I'm like, back when we were 20, it was. I'm like, nah, I dare you go outside and find somebody with a 3 to 5 person body count.
Put in the comments.
Look, but yeah, put it in the comment. Put your honest body count in the
And
comment.
then body counts for men and women, you guys have different standards.
I
That's
don't.
a different.
I actually don't.
You don't.
I think that body count is nasty. If your body count is high, it's nasty regardless. But I've always been that way. I've always felt like, and realistically being honest speaking, I'm ashamed of the period I had where, when we were younger. And I'm like, I was lost.
Okay.
I was lost, I was hurt, and my body count went up because I was trying to fill a void with a body. And I look back at it now and I'm like, I'm ashamed of it because I'm like, I take that into account. Like, I'm like, I don't think I should have shared my body with so many people. So, like, if I could take it back, my body count would have been like 2 to 3, maybe.
Okay.
If soulmates exist, maybe it would have been 1. But
So
you hold on to this definition.
Yeah, I'm
hear
ready
me
to hear
out,
what
you
it
guys,
is.
right? I think, again, we use love, and then everybody we turn the definition of love into so many different things, right? It evolves like a Pokemon.
The fairy tale.
Right? Yeah. So that's
There is no fairy tale
The
love.
definition of love, right,
It's not
is an
basketball.
intense feeling of deep affection,
Yeah.
right? It's just that at the core root of love, that is what love
Are there
means,
more
right?
definitions than that?
A great intent of pleasure in something,
Yeah, I go back with the first one.
right?
One time
You can
forward.
use it as a verb. Feel deep affection for someone, right? And the key words I want y'all, or the key word
second.
I want y'all to really
That
listen
second
to in this
definition sound like
is
that.
I don't
feel.
like. I don't like
right?
the definition. I'm about to
Feel
let.
is the key word I really want y'all to hone in on.
So the biggest thing is I think we're getting the whole soulmate conversation confused with love. Soulmate is like a very deep, intense thing. Mm-hmm. Loving someone, by this point in life, I've loved numerous people at a period. That don't mean I'm about to stick it out.
Yeah, but if
Can
we're
I
talking
can I
about
tell you
love,
or my definition of love
Yeah,
is that I go
yeah.
off of. Okay, so
I'm about to ask
when
ChatGPT.
when
My phone's over there though.
when I go off of love because of my faith in God, I go off of the Bible verse that a lot of people in my adult life, I can say that I've really taken hold to this. And I feel like with any relationship that you have, whether it's like an intimate relationship or a friendship or even a parent to child relationship, I feel like you should kind of be comparing it to this, and that'll kind of tell you where you stand with it. So I picked out 1 Corinthians 13:4-8. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It also protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. Love never fails.
I love that definition of love, right? And I've always said love is like religion, right?
Okay.
It's how much you're going to put into it, right? How much you're going to devote to it,
Right.
And it's always going to change from person to person, right? It's just going to be how you think about it, right? In the same
Right.
way, you can use religion as a beautiful thing, right?
Right.
You could also use it to keep people enslaved, right? It's to can turn in two different places, right? But it's just that. It always changes. It's a feeling, right? Like we're talking to a bunch of different people right now, and all of you guys can probably name 20 different people that you looked them dead in the face and was like, "I love you,"
But did you
and
mean
now
it?
you don't even see them no more.
I felt like you.
You ain't seen them
I felt some type
in
of
10
way.
years.
I felt some type of way.
You
just
smashed the windows out their car, right?
Hold on, wait.
You done stole from their pocketbook.
But that's not love,
Right.
though.
That's
No,
not.
That's
it
not
was
true.
love when they loved them. It was love,
But
and then all of a
think
sudden
so.
it changed.
I don't
think so.
agree.
So I think a lot of, again, back to our culture. I think in our culture, a lot of people have learned a fake love, a false love, not what love genuinely is. So like me, genuinely, truly, I would say that I loved a few people growing up, but now that I know what real love is, I love people. I didn't. It wasn't genuine love. You benefited. I cared about you, and you had some sort of benefit towards me in that period, whether it was sexual, emotional, like you feel like an emotional gap for me at the moment, but genuinely, like, did I genuinely, truly, from the bottom of my heart, love you? No, but I didn't know what love. I knew what I saw was love. I'm living with you. I'm paying bills. We have an argument, like, because real love doesn't.
I would argue.
But is it? Go ahead.
You first.
I was gonna say, is it fair to say if that's what your understanding of love was at that time, isn't that what love was to
There it
you
goes.
at that time?
I don't think so.
And I think that's the main point.
I think just because you didn't understand and know what true love was doesn't make it love. So when you actually develop the understanding, and if you look back and really think about your emotions in the moment, did you truly love that person, or they truly just were you using that person? And it's sad to say because you have to be accountable for the actions that you took. Did you truly love that person, or were you using that person for a reason at that moment, but you didn't know any better? It's not making you an evil person
Right.
for it.
Well, I can say personally for myself, my definition and my understanding of love is different now. but that's because my definition and understanding of loving myself is different now too. So at that time, I loved that person with what I thought was love, and it was genuine.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to reflect back to it and say, well, do you think that it was conditional, or do you think that it was situational? I wouldn't say that it was. I would say at that time in my life
I think
of
we
what
have two completely different situations. I completely,
I'm with you. See,
I completely believe I use these people.
Oh, I'm not saying that for you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not.
Mine is exactly what I said. I use these people. Like,
Okay, so you didn't love them at all.
I cared. So there's a difference between love and care.
I agree.
I think I cared for these people, but I didn't love you. But I didn't know. In that moment, I wasn't truly able to love anyone, because I don't think you can truly love anyone until you love yourself first.
That's what I was
I
going to
never
ask.
loved myself,
Right.
so I can't love you. Yeah,
Right.
I can care for you, but I didn't love you. I said it, and I had a strong care, but to be honest, I gave zero shits about myself back
Okay.
then. So I was I drank every day, continuously, with zero help from close friends telling me I shouldn't. It's like, nah,
on my ass.
it's like, nah, but like I had a lot of self-destructive things, and that's why I'd say like every person's viewpoint is gonna be different. Mine, I've done the self-searching, like the soul searching, and sat back and had to actually deal with the internal consequences of having to acknowledge that I've done these people wrong. Like, I could have treated you a lot better, and I probably could have loved you. You know, it could have probably fostered into love if I did care for myself better in those situations, or I had the help that I needed to fix myself earlier on in life. You know, a lot of my relationships would have been better and probably actually fostered true love, or genuine love, but they just didn't. Like,
Have you gone back to those people and acknowledged that?
hell no. Nah.
I was going to say, I thought we were on a growth train here.
No, so growth doesn't mean I need to contact you and tell you anything. Like, I don't believe in, some of them have I talked to? Yes. But am I going to go back to we being unfiltered?
I mean,
If we being
technically, if
unfiltered?
you healed, right? You grew.
Yeah.
If you really
So
not
I'ma go
worried
back to
about their growth.
Exactly. I don't need to worry about yours. Like, am I gonna go back to somebody I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars going to corporate with and be like, hey, just to let you know, I'm sorry about no, like, that battle's already done. We've already had our issues, and I don't believe in rehashing something. Like, you need to heal. You need to go through your healing process. Part of my healing process doesn't involve me going back and making sure that you feel okay. Like, I'm just gonna fix me and what was the root cause of me. And I think that's the problem with a lot of people, is you want somebody to come back and apologize or even say something.
Right.
That has nothing to do with somebody's healing. Like, I don't expect anybody that I've been in a relationship with, if they fix themselves,
Right.
to come back and tell me that something was wrong with them and something like that's your issue. That's
But,
your
you know-
issue. And it doesn't affect your growth at all. Like, I don't think you not coming and talking to me is gonna like diminish what you've done, the work that you've done for you. That's a me thing, to be honest. You get to the root cause of it, that's me wanting you to come back.
Okay. I mean, I could follow what you're saying, but is it fair? Can we agree to disagree that because you have got to a place in your life where you feel like you don't need it, that someone else might see it as necessary? That if you feel like at one point, based upon your growth that you hadn't done, you caused them damage, and now that you are no longer in that place, that an acknowledgement might be warranted to say, hey, when I was with you, I didn't do right by you because that's all I had at that time. That could actually trigger or prompt them to start their healing journey, because it's an acknowledgement versus you saying, okay, I don't need to come back and acknowledge you because you're in the past. So now the better version of me, a new person is going to get. But the worst part of me, you had to endure that. You had to deal with that.
I get that. That's still a you thing. So I'm be honest, not one person that's done me wrong has come back and said anything to me to apologize. And I've got trauma, back to 2 or 3. And not one person. And I'm not, at no point is that going to hinder my growth or nothing like that. If you got the best version of me that I could give you, but I'm not going back and trying to figure out how to contact you or find you on Facebook to say any of that. Because a lot of times that just, for men, so for women that might sound great. For men, you know what that ends in? A protective order. Why are you harassing me?
Well, I mean, I think it depends on the factors.
A lot of
behind it.
times that's what it ends in. We are in a society, when you've already broken that chain, and I'm living testimony of it. Once you've broken it, the communication chain is broken. Because when we reach back out and we try to rehash, it's he trying to get back with me. He trying to talk, girl, he done hit my line. He trying to.
I think that's the hardest part about trying to retrace your steps and make amends for the things that you did wrong, right? Is like everybody's guarded, right? So it has to come from like a place where they are willing to accept, and you never know if they're looking for that at that moment, or if they still just got this animosity towards you, right? I completely agree, right? I've got one person on my list that I'm gonna circle back to one day and be like, hey, look, right? It was me. It was me. It wasn't you, right? I want you to know these things, right? And that's just for my personal own conscience, right? Like, and I think when you reach that point, it's like the supreme point of empathy, right? Where you're like, okay, yeah, I got to make sure, because I would want somebody to tell me, right? I would want to know, right? Just so you're not walking around thinking, man, maybe it's always me, right? Maybe I'm always doing this, or I'm always doing that, right? Just to clear their conscience out, right? So I completely understand that, right? But it's so hard, like, and especially depending on how you ended things, right? If it ended badly, then there's some situations you don't go back into that burning building.
Right, I agree. I'm not saying go out. I'm not saying go out your. I'm not saying go out of your way.
Yeah, your building is concave in.
Mine are burning buildings.
Your buildings is Unabombers. Yeah. You don't go nowhere near your buildings. Leave them buildings alone, brother.
I can't go back to those.
Those is done.
Right.
Yeah. If they ain't rebuilt by now, then they ain't gonna put nothing there. Right?
Now, like he said, there are some. There are a few, very few.
Right.
I can think of one, predominantly one. I circle back, and I had to walk up. Hey, can I holler at you for a minute? And we sat and we talked, and it definitely wasn't a you thing. I wasn't healed at the moment. Blah blah blah. And we go through the spiel, and we've talked, and we're still like to this day I still talk to this person, and we're still cool, whatever. And we had a period where we weren't talking, but we would have never talked.
Right.
And from that, but when you have those conversations, they might not even go the way you plan them, because is the person that you're talking to, if they're not healed, or if they're not trying to heal, then you're gonna talk to a defensive person anyway.
But you also got to be ready for that, right?
Yeah,
so
you got to
be.
be.
If you were like, hey, I'm so mature, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this, you got to be ready to take it and just be like, it is what it is, right?
Right.
They throw some cake in your face and bounce, and you're like, well,
I'll take the cake.
I deserve this.
I'll take the cake, but I've also had the opposite, where you try to hash something out and kind of just settle something. And like I said, it sounds like a worst case scenario, but it happens to a lot of black men, where people use the system. Like, you're trying to hash something out and talks about something, and you end up with police getting called or some crazy nonsense. And you're like, yo, like, what is going on? Like,
right. Well, I think in cases like that, that's where you have to use your discernment, and you have to trust people to be who they are.
Yeah, you just
so
don't.
It's like, if this person has showed you they're like a type A personality, then walk lightly. I'm not saying to run into the burning building and try to pull the person out if you know that is a no-go situation. I'm just saying, like, if you have internally sat with yourself, and I don't suggest anybody do anything without God leading them, but if you have got the clear to say, okay, this is something that I can say.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm catching you now.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. In those situations, I've done that.
Okay.
But most situations for black men, we are easy to be made to seem like aggressive people. Period. Most people view us as aggressive, and black women.
Sometimes y'all are aggressive.
Sometimes.
Black women can be aggressive too.
Yeah.
Because
we're aggressive. We're not. I wouldn't say an aggressive race, but we are a dominant race.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't say aggressive race either. I wouldn't even say dominant race. I would say if you constantly put an animal in a corner, they got to fight for survival, right? So that animal is going to seem like it's angry all the time. It's going to seem like it's hostile all the time, because it's always constantly fighting for its life, because you're always cornering it, right? But that's the way you made it, right? Sometimes we make monsters, and then all of a sudden we got to deal with the monsters, and we're like, oh, why they a monster? You made this monster. Yeah. They could have been the nicest person, and then you turn them into this, right? And now you got to deal with the years and years and years of you growing this monster, right? Now they got to get called bad names. Like, they aggressive, right? They wilding, right? They killers, right? Now, no. You made this. We ain't never been that.
But we fixing it.
Well, I think it has a lot to do
Over
with
time.
the characteristics as well, because it's not just black people; it's anybody who embodies these type of characteristics. That's an aggressive person.
Yeah.
So
If you
You speak up. If you're not docile, if you just don't listen and you just don't obey, right? Then all of
Yeah.
a sudden it's like, oh, nah, right? I think that's the bad stigma that a lot of black women get, right? That, oh, you're not just gonna cook and clean. You gonna tell somebody you got an opinion? Yes, she gonna tell somebody she got an opinion. She got the right to have an opinion.
So speaking
you
of
should
that,
be listening to that
I
damn
had a
opinion.
conversation today, and so glad you brought it up. So the difference between, what was it? Oh man, I'm about to forget it. We were talking about the traditional, like why some men, black men, kind of go for another race or whatever versus the black woman. And I was like, well, everybody has a type, what they're attracted to. But I was like, some men, I know older men, conversations I have with older men, they're looking for the traditional woman, and I was like, you know, she's the person I'm talking to is my auntie, so she's a little older,
okay,
and she's trying to get to understand. I said, so around my age, what I hear a lot, and we're right at that age where it's like we're right in the middle. Like you got some people that's older, but then we still haven't touched with like the younger generation, and it's like the younger generation. I hear so much ignorant stuff, like, you know, you arguing about where they took you for a first date, and getting flued out, and you know, oh, he need to drop the bag on me. And I'm mad I even know what that's how many videos I don't watch. I don't learn what dropping a bag is. You tripping if you think I'm about to drop a bag on you. Off rip, like wifey status. She own the bag, she get it. Like, but I'm gonna drop a bag. Like I'm looking at people like where did the standards go for that generation? And then the other generation is like, I think they get a bad rap because you do have some women that I guess like in a traditional, healthy household where you could have conversations, it's not bad.
right.
And I think that's what, and she was like, well, you want a submissive woman. I was like, that's not submissive that they're looking for. I was like, submissive, what you view as submissive is some guy come in and start barking orders or whatever, and she just do what she want. That's not what they're looking for. I was like, but you're not looking to fight and battle with somebody every time you come home. I was like, there's a huge difference. So we started a conversation, but I was like, bring it up tonight. Because I do want the opinion. Like I want to, because I get the conversation, but your viewpoint,
Sure.
definitely want your viewpoint. I want your viewpoint. So
Okay.
what do you think?
About the traditional household, or
No, so do you think that's why some black men are like straying away from black women, or?
Well, I've had this conversation quite a few times, and we can talk about it. Let me see how to round those thoughts up real quick. I feel like as a black woman, if I just take my race out of it, if you find somebody who loves you, then go with who works with you, that understands you.
Sure.
On the other side, I feel like as a black woman, who's going to understand you better
And a black man.
than a black man, and vice versa, because we came from the same thing. We have the same struggles. We have the same battles. It's like a hidden language of understanding that you don't have to explain to me. I don't have to explain to you. We get it. And I'm not saying that other cultures can't learn, because you can, but I feel like that can be an additional barrier that you're going to have to overcome at some point that you don't necessarily have to. But again, like I said, if you love somebody that's of a different race and that rocks your socks, go for it. But I feel like in the black community, black men as a whole, I feel like sometimes it is easier for them to go to a different race, but you have to look at it like the structure of the black community. The black woman hasn't been protected. The black woman hasn't been sheltered. She's had to struggle. She's had to go out here and basically thug it out. So our exterior may come off a little bit rough, but that's because, like in the other race, they were raised as a princess. Daddy gave them everything. They had a better opportunity. They had sometimes, I'm not saying all, but 9 times out of 10, they came from a 2-parent household where they saw mom and dad respectful. They didn't have to struggle. They had the full structure. So it's like you're coming into a situation where there was not that real like friction, like sandpaper. And it's like me as a woman, I know how to be a woman, and I know how to respect a man. But you being a man isn't you demeaning me,
No.
yelling at me,
No.
talking to me in a tone that's disrespectful. Like a woman will naturally submit in the presence of a man that's being respectful. A man's presence can be felt without you even opening your mouth. You can just stand there and you can demand respect. Vice versa with the woman.
Yeah.
But it's like, I feel like in the black community, and that's like I mentioned earlier, they give black women the title as being masculine. And it's like, for example, with me, I'm a single mom, I have kids, I work, I pay just as much bills as the next man. So it's like, if I'm talking to you, you're telling me, what do I bring to the table? I'm saying, what do you bring to the table? Because at this point, we can go blow for blow. We can go bill for bill. Because at the end of the day, I wear multiple hats. So you're telling me, I want you to come to me in a posture where I want you to be soft. And I'm saying to you, with all this responsibility that I have on my back, how are you making my life a little bit softer? Like, how are you being maybe my peace of mind? What are you giving me that's making me feel like in the world and everything I have on my back, how do I feel safe with you?
Okay. So before we touch, I'm going to say, I've been given that. And me, first of all, my viewpoint, if we're talking and we're looking at building, there should be no talk of what do you bring to the table.
I agree.
Because that automatically starts the me versus you. Another thing people have to look at when you say like, well, what are you going to do to make me soft? I have all this stuff I have to. A lot of that comes with you have to bridge that gap. We going to make it softer when we bring everything together. Because I see a lot of people trying to bridge a gap, and you live over here and I live over here. Well, sweetheart, the government's closed. So, like, to be honest, your rent is almost $3,000 and my rent almost $3,000. So for me to make it soft, right, I'm already at $6,000 a month. So realistically, and this is what a lot of people don't gather, if we talking about how am I gonna make your life softer, well, sweetheart, we need to go ahead. If that's the route we going, let's go ahead and make this happen then. We need to bring what you have. We need to figure out how to mesh these two into one. And that's when stuff starts getting soft. We don't live in an economy, realistically, like this isn't, I wouldn't even say like 2005 or something. Like everything's expensive. So I think a lot of, from what I'm seeing, we have to let go of this viewpoint. Like, I want you to come in and make my life softer, but I don't want to give anything. And that's not saying that's what your situation is.
No, I'm following you.
But, drop your vulnerability some. Once you've vetted the person, drop your vulnerability
Heavy on
some.
vetted. Yeah.
And let me in so I can do what I need to do as a man. And I think the talk of the table and the what do you do and I think those are toxic traits that we've developed from watching what we watched growing up. Because when I've seen healthy relationships and stuff, they never talk about stuff like that. But like you said, you hit the nail on the head. Other people come from these backgrounds that they were given the proper guidance and stuff and saw these healthy relationships. They know how to act in these situations. We didn't. So we're behind the ball in that aspect. But once we get them, we get them. No?
So I always like to tread lightly on topics like this. I'm going to say, right, I feel like when people talk, especially when it comes to like black women, right, it's easier to like circulate things around, right? Because I talk to a lot of black men. I ain't never heard them be like, I don't like black women.
I've never heard one directly say they don't like black women.
No, I'm pretty sure there's people out there because different strokes for different folks, right? But I mean, I tell you,
I don't think any black men don't like black women.
And there's beautiful women all the way around here, right? Beautiful black women. They like, shoot, I ain't got no problem getting a man, right? Don't matter if he white, if he Asian, if he black, right? Fine shit will go get what they want, right? They don't have problems, right? It's the same when we talking about getting flued out. A lot of black women getting flown out, right? A lot, right? They ain't got no problem.
Jody, stay on vacation.
I ain't never heard Nicki Minaj be like, I wish I could just find a black man. They just don't like black women. Like, right? If you fine, right? They don't care, right? That's our first thing, right? So, like, the stigma that people put out is like, you know, black on black crime. I always hate the stigma of black on black crime because black on black crime don't exist, right? It's just, nobody talks about white on white crime, Asian on Asian crime, right?
Yeah.
Just really, really quickly, just to put this little tidbit in there, right? If you guys don't know, you know who is most likely to kill you? The person that's most likely to murder you in your life.
Your soulmate.
Look at this guy.
That's close. It's your
wasn't
spouse.
far? Oh,
It's your
really?
significant other.
Yeah, I was joking.
So
but I
y'all
was being
did- so
serious.
y'all
Most
planned this.
people-
No, he just brought it up. And I literally just
Okay.
thought about
Most people get killed by their significant other, right? That's how. That's the person that's most likely to kill you is the person that you marry, is the person that you're in a relationship with. That's those is facts, right? Those is the facts, right? Especially when we talk about black on black crime, we're talking about people who are systematically in the same areas because of redlining, right? There's a whole nother story, y'all. I ain't gonna go all the way down there, but that's the reason, right? So, and that's the same thing I feel about when people are like, oh, nobody likes black women, right? I'm like, who's been passing this thing around so much that now we're like, we believe in it, right? Who's been feeding the narrative so hard that now you believe in it, right? Like,
Boy, I'm remember that when you're done and bring it back up. I'm a feed. I have a whole thought process on that. You want me to go now?
yeah, go now.
Who feeds that narrative? Look at based off of music, right? Where'd this come from? Why are our black women objectifying themselves in every song? They talk about all their body parts. They're look at your huge hip hop artists, female artists. Why are the only ones that are huge have to have their body parts exposed? Why are their body parts exposed? Why are they? Why do the best hip hop artists have to objectify women? You know, why are all our songs, our big songs, always about breaking down the black family and taking away our values? And this is years in the making. Why? Because the goal has always been to break the black family, the nuclear family down.
Just to add to you, right? Now, I'm going to tell you right now that I think, and this is just me, my personal opinion, right? In the era that we are in, I love new women hip hop, right? I love it. I'm going to tell you why, too, right? Like when I heard WAP, right? I was like, oh, hell yeah, girl.
I didn't like that
right?
song.
The reason I love it so much, right, is not just because it's beautiful women, right? Beautiful black women. That's another story, right? But the reason I love it so much is because for years, women have been put in that box of, you can't talk like this. You can't be yourself. You can't really show your sexuality like this. And it's always been pushed by the narrative of somebody else of women's sexuality. This is women controlling their own sexuality and saying, hey, I like to go do this. I like to go do that. This is, right, from the top, make it drop. I'm like, girl, go ahead. Do you, boo-boo? Shoot, let them know, right? I love that type of let me own my own sexuality so much for women, right, that it's, I love it every time I hear it, right? I love it anytime a woman is like, and I'm like, do that. Right, because it's been controlled by so many other people for so long.
I get that point.
It's been like women have to be like the perfect, right, little household girls for so long, right? They can't. While men can come out here and be like, yeah, I'm making fat racks, right? I'm sleeping left to right. I'm doing this, right? I got my gat cut. I'm like,
I hate both of them.
right? It's
Now,
so.
him,
like
In the
it.
gym, I love it all.
It's
But
The gym's
so.
different.
I hate
Right?
it all.
I don't like
I love
it.
me some scissor.
I love, yeah, I do
Like
scissors.
doves in the wind. I
ain't gonna lie,
love
I ain't
it.
gonna lie, I like scissors.
I like Sister
Love
too.
it.
She's
But
gorgeous.
I hate it all. I hate the men that talk like it. Like, because if you take the educated rap artists, they kill their career because they're not willing to talk about the stuff that they want them to talk about. But they'll promote, and I'm not gonna say names because I don't want the video to be flagged. But the rap artists that talk about killing and raping and all this
Right.
stuff, they promote.
That's streamlined media
Yeah,
right
they
now.
put
though.
money behind it, and But when did it become? But why?
Culture, right? Like, we love Kendrick so much because Kendrick is like, you ever seen the Boondocks? Right? Kendrick reminds me of like if the Boondocks just had a rap verse every single episode, right? It'd be what Kendrick raps about. And there's the same reason why we ridicule other rappers that are more vulnerable, that talk about more things, and it's like, oh, he a lame, right? Oh, he come with this weak stuff again, right? It's culture,
Yeah.
right? Like,
I know it's culture.
That's
but
why.
But that's why I hate it.
That's why.
I hate that that's our culture.
We stick to it so much, and we hate to give it up for some reason. Like, we love it so much. It's so toxic, but we feel like at this point it's been us for so long that all of a sudden it's our history, right? And I mean that's the I really do, you guys, hate to keep on just bringing up like redlining and race stuff, but it always is the stem of it, right? Again,
it is.
When as a people your history starts at slavery, right? Then this is our history, and that's why so many people don't want to give it up. This is our culture.
But at a point, you got to give it up.
Has become our history. Well, it takes a long
I
time.
think if you keep, so the thing I always hear from our culture is that, but then they're like, it takes time. It takes time. It doesn't take. It takes time, but if you keep saying it takes time,
Right.
it's going to take even more time.
Because you have to start.
Yeah. So somebody has to start
Right.
the movement of letting go of this. So we start now.
We've started.
No, we haven't.
We just have, everybody hasn't come together, but we started. There's always that one person in the class when it's like, hey, teacher, what about the homework? And everybody's like, right, we don't want to learn, right?
Nah.
There are a lot of those people around. It's very, see,
Yeah,
right? That person gets labeled as a
he-
teacher's
nah,
pet
he-
instead of the person that's trying to grow you.
Nah, it's different. He gonna get it. So
Right?
when
See,
we get
that's
out of
it.
here, 'cause it's
That's
Friday.
it.
It's
That's
Friday
how
is
people
what we
look
got.
at people in the culture that try to change it. You teacher's pet, you Uncle Tom, you out here trying to get out of what made us black.
And to be honest, I've
And you're
gotten
like,
it a
no.
lot, and I don't care.
I'm trying to grow.
I truly don't care. When people say it, I don't. Like, I listen to people all day long, and I'm listening, and I'll let you get your piece out, and I will tell you as soon as you're done. Are you done being a victim? When you're done playing a victim role, we can step up, and now we can move forward. You got to stop being a victim.
That's it. I mean,
But we do it.
imagine if scammers took the money that they done scammed and then reinvested into stocks and bonds, and then we buy real estate with it.
Well, they might be
right?
able to. If
They definitely able to.
But if dudes on YouTube would stop scamming them back and taking the money back.
It's because people are not what Jay-Z say,
Yeah.
and he was like,
Make another host?
No. Nah. He said, take your drug money and buy the neighborhood. That's how you rinse it.
Oh.
We don't see it.
So
We don't see it.
But my thing is, I can't control everything. I can control me. I control the people I have touched to. I'll be honest. I'm not one of the people like, oh, I have touched. I have touched to a very limited amount of people. So the limited amount, I'm going to hold you accountable when I talk to you.
Okay.
So when we have these small conversations, and small conversations breed bigger conversations, they breed bigger conversations. The victim mentality in the black culture has to stop. A lot of stuff, like I had a conversation with a guy, the guy I told you about at the gym, and he's ready to fight this guy and all this stuff, and he's like, yeah, but it was self-defense because he walked up. I was like, it's not self-defense. He said, what's that? And I had to break down what self-defense really was. And I was like, you about to set yourself up for a charge. Like, what are you doing? And he's like, well, I was like, but see, this is where we fail our own people because you're not educated. You didn't go get the proper education. You going off what somebody told you on YouTube. I was like, but I have the education.
Right.
I'm giving it to you. You either gonna take it, and I told him, I was like, you either gonna take it or you gonna leave it. I'm not gonna sit here all day. I got a whole workout I gotta do. I'm not gonna sit here all day and try to keep you. I don't know neither one of you. I was like, I gave it to you, and when I walked away, now it's on you.
Right.
You now have the information. And then he came up to me like, I thought he left. But he came up to me 20 minutes later. He's like, hey, I just want to tell you, thanks for giving me that. He's like, I didn't even know that.
Right.
And these guys are older. He's definitely way older than us. He's like, and now to this day, when I came and saw you at work, he was there. He was in the lobby. He walked up to me. He's like, man, again, thanks, man. Like, he's thanked me like 3 different times for the same situation. And that's what I say. I'm like, with our culture, we can't be accountable for the people who you just don't want to change. It's a lot of people who just don't want to change, like you said.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I can do about that. But only thing I can do is keep giving information out,
Right.
give the positive influence out, and hopefully it catches traction at some point. But I cannot focus on the ones that are still sitting, but what about when we were treated? What about when we were treated? Okay, so you're still talking past stuff. When we're going to focus on right now and the future. Nobody can do anything, and that's the whole trauma thing. A lot of it is we hold on to trauma as a culture. We carry it. And we're taught that, and because a lot of people that go to therapy now, you're not even going to therapy for the trauma that you've experienced. You have to go to therapy for the trauma that your mother experienced and that your grandfather experienced. You're healing. You don't even realize you're healing not only you, but trauma has nothing to do with you. Because the stuff that was done to you, and this is for people who with childhood trauma, the stuff that was done to you was probably done to you because of stuff that was done to them. But you can't, a big portion of that you learn is letting go of the victim mentality.
Yeah. Well, they got to learn how to do that. A
Yeah.
lot of them
So
don't
mine,
know that that's what that
I
is.
didn't know how to do it either. I learned mine through therapy.
I think at the same time, it's easier to complain than fix stuff, right?
It is.
And I think a lot of people you get into the habit of complaining about stuff for so long that you forget that how do you go about actually making that step, right? So, I mean, to your point, like culture, right? The culture right now is hip hop and rappers and basketball players and football players, right? How do you change the culture to politicians, right? How do you change the culture to another black president? How do you change the culture to people wanting to aspire to be those things, right? How do you change the culture to be a police officer, right? How do you change the culture into being into the structures that you're trying to change, right? That's where the change is going to come from. It's going to come from more people wanting to grow up to be politicians so they can actually help affect the bills and the laws that are unjust that cause us to get to this point. It's going to affect a lot of our culture is we've been down so long that now we have settled in the down, right? You've been beaten so much that now you're like, you know what, it's comfortable here, I'll just make this my home, right? And that's what we've done, right? And we keep it alive, right? It's now become so reminiscent of just good times and survival, right? We even, every now and then, as soon as summer starts to hit, right, with hashtag growing up black, right? Hashtag cookouts, right? And we got all these memes and stuff, right? And just, only black people gonna remember this, right? You grew up black if you remember this, right? Yeah. And it's just all bad stuff. And we like, oh man, I do remember that though, right? And you look at it almost fondly, right? You don't look at it as a bad memory. You look at it like, yeah, man, that was life, right? Like, yeah, man, that's how we grew up, man. Yeah, man. No. I remember when Junebug got shot. That was crazy, bro. We was jumping them fences, right? You remember it so fondly instead of like, damn, that was messed up. Yeah. Like, damn. Yeah. We had to go through some things, right? That's how you change it.
Yeah, I think over time it'll change. But it does take, and it takes having those conversations. And when somebody does start to go back into that victim mentality, checking them. It not in a harsh way, but just be like, look, we're not doing it. Like, no, we're moving forward.
Nah.
And it's gonna take. It's probably, to be honest, it probably ain't gonna happen. Like overall, it probably ain't gonna happen while we left.
No. I mean, but that's
It might.
justifiably
old.
so.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna be old.
I think we,
Maybe.
I think we think that it's going to take so long for it to, it's going to take long for it to change because there's so many things that's deep rooted to keep us where we are. And it's not, and again, I don't want to say it as it's an excuse, right, where you want to be, but you got to remember we're in 2025, right?
So-
Civil rights was 1960s,
Yeah, no.
right?
Realistically,
My mama was there.
so like realistically, I had a conversation with someone, and they were like, "Oh, well, but blacks have all the opportunities that whites do. You know, you could have been, you know, whatever." Da da da. I was like, "Yeah, I get that, right?" I was like, "But when you were going to college, or you were gearing up to go to college and high school, right?" I was like, I was getting a foot put in the back of my head and kicked down the damn stairs. He said, "Well," so we not at the same point. We didn't have the same opportunities because I'm trying to survive as a child. I was like, and that's the story of a lot of blacks because of all the things he was talking about.
Just
You know.
to address that too, do we have the same opportunities? Like I think that's what people like to be like, right? They like to just look at the now and be
Yeah.
like, well, you guys have the same,
In a conversation,
but we don't.
It sounds good.
Yeah, it's conversation until you look at
That-
systematically.
If technically, if me and you were in the same type of household, in the same neighborhood, going to the
Right.
same school, we do have the same opportunity, but that's not the case.
That's a true statement. That's even like with all of us right here, and we're all black. If we were to get pulled over, the reaction wouldn't be the same to all three of us.
I bug out. I don't care.
We got the same opportunities, right? Because we're all black. But if we add a Caucasian into the mix, right, the opportunities vastly change. And I think especially when you're talking about like it's very systematic, right? The things that have been put in place that have to be reversed, have to be changed, right? You again, with 2009, America just acknowledged slavery. 2009. Again, that's just a fact, right? It's small things that we don't, it's so systematic that we
But at the
think we have the same opportunities.
But at
We
the same time, I
don't.
also don't waste too much time thinking about that.
True. A lot of people, I think a
when we
lot
have
of
the
people
conversa-
don't.
When we
Yeah.
have the conversation, I do believe it. But at the end of the day, so like my thought process now, if I sat and dwelled on it, I wouldn't probably do half the stuff I try to do now.
Right.
Because, and I think that's where, if you can think about it, know it, but still push forward, then great. I was like, but I don't think a lot of people are able to do it. I think a lot of people get stuck on that, and then you shut down. So that's why I don't focus on it, because I'm like, you know what? If we're gonna propel the babies forward, your opportunity is there. You need to go get it.
I think not living with the fact that you have limited opportunities, right? Not living in
Yeah.
it's just like anything else in your life. If you want to achieve something, you got to set a goal and you got to go get it, right? Opposed to being like, man, that's hard, right? So instead of going ahead and working hard to try to do that, I'm gonna just kind of just stay right here in my comfort zone, and right, that's just basic mentality,
Like,
right? But it takes you to be like, I got to get better, right? Like, shoot. Right, I'm living good. I think about it all the time. Like, man, where I'm from, where I came from, what I could have been. Where shoot, you boy probably not supposed to be here, but I'm living good. But I don't forget
If you had
the
told
small
me,
things.
You had told me on that basketball court with that 50-cent 2-liter McDoubles, boy, that's not healthy as hell. But if you had told me that back then, I would be where I'm at now, I would believe you. But, and I truly believe like we still have quite a ways to go.
Yeah,
But I have quite a way to go, but I'm gonna pull some more people with me. We're gonna take a lot of people. We're gonna take a lot of people with us. Like it's not gonna be a
Definitely.
small amount of people that's gonna go. I'm gonna change a lot of you mindset on my way up there. And I think that's where a lot of stuff has changed. I think as a culture, we are moving away from the selfish thought process of I gotta get mine to more of a thought process of like, all right, I can get it, I can get mine, but I don't have to completely
and I
forget
can
about
bring a
everybody.
brother up
Yeah.
with me, right?
Bring
Instead of
somebody
being
with
crabs in a barrel and pulling each other down, we can be lifting each other up,
me.
right?
And that's what it's about now. and protecting the black woman.
But I just want to put in perspective, right? We're going to change, right? But we got to allow the time, right? We're talking probably over 500 years of this oppression versus Martin Luther King was marching in the 60s, right? It's only 2025. So you're talking about maybe 85 years, right? And that's just the start of civil rights, right? That was just the start. That wasn't like as soon as civil rights got done, they was like, okay, everybody equal.
That's one
no,
of those
that's
ones
just
agree to
the
disagree.
start of civil rights.
Just because my viewpoint, I don't believe in, and that's like a
Civil rights?
no.
The
To
civil
agree
rights
to
movement?
disagree about the taking time. I'm just on the firm belief if we keep pushing, if we keep saying it's gonna take time. I just firmly believe if we keep using it, and it's probably because of how much I'm hearing it. Because it's not the first time I've heard it.
Yeah.
After a while, I'm like, I don't believe it's taking time because when I hear it, I hear a lot of excuses on why we're not changing as a people too.
But that's because
Not
you don't see the work, right?
I feel like
I think
I'm
that's
somewhere
it.
in the middle. I feel like I'm in the middle between both of you because I have black sons. So I think I would be doing them a disservice to not tell them it's going to be harder for them just because of their race, but I'm going to equip them to do well. And
At
it's
no
like,
point should you not tell them.
Yeah.
Because they're going to, if you don't tell them, they're going to find out the hard
Right.
way. So that's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying it's going to take time. So I think with saying it's going to take time, we are now allowing the victim mindset to be here for now. It's going to take, and that might not be what you mean.
Let me put it in a better way for you, right?
Okay.
Somebody goes to the gym, right? They 500 pounds, right? And they say, hey, I'm looking to change this, right? And they work out for 2 weeks and be like, man, it still ain't changed yet.
I get that.
Right?
So
and you're going to say, hey,
I get what you're saying.
you got to go through your regimen. You got to eat right, right? It's going to
But
take
with saying
time.
it takes time, that's not how it goes, though. Most people that say that, it's not a continuous, like, all right, we're going to keep going. It's the reason for you to stay the way that you are. It takes time. That's not how it actually happens. Most of the people that I'm hearing it from are not giving the constant.
I would also say most of the people that you're hearing it from probably don't give a damn about changing nothing, right? Who are you actually talking to? If you're talking to somebody that's looking to make change, then they're going to be showing you the effort that it takes. They're going to be like, yeah, it takes time, but let me tell you what I've done, brother. I've done this, I've done that.
I've never had that.
But exactly. So we talking to the wrong people. They ain't doing nothing.
I can't.
They're the complainers I was talking about earlier.
Change when you're openly having these conversations. All right, guys. So we were unable to complete. We ran out of time. So we are actually going to have Miss Lady here back for another episode.
Yay!
And we're going to continue this conversation. Sorry the episode ended like that, but we got to go. All right. So as always, Guerilla Talks. I'm Avery.
I'm Melvin.
Quin.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Tune in for episode 4. Episode 4, we've got Josh Jones coming back for his training tips, and we will let you know what's coming next after that. All right. Thank you guys. Have a great night. Thank you.
Peace.